Hey friends, this is the Mrs. Wolfie from Our Half Acre Homestead. Well, somebody asked me to show how I make chicken soup. And it just so happens that Papa and I have dispatched most of our laying hens and both our turkeys today. So I found a scrawny chicken. So let's make chicken soup. Okay, so here's our crock pot. And here's our scrawny chicken, neck intact. And I've got a couple of necks here from the other chickens because they were too long. So I'm just going to toss those in there as well. And now I'm just going to cover the whole shoot and match with some cold water. It's always got to be cold water. Maybe I need some more. There we go. I'm going to add, 7 or 8 or 10 or 12 peppercorns, a bay leaf, a 4-finger pinch or about a half a teaspoon of kosher salt, and a medium-sized chopped onion. And 1 stalk of somewhat limp celery. Now I'm just going to put this on and I'm going to set it on low, and this is going to cook all night. So we'll be back tomorrow when we do the rest of our soup. Alright, Papa has gone ahead and strained my broth and my meat and separated it. So we're going to put our broth back in the crock pot and get that on turn that back on, and we're going to separate our meat. So when I have all my meat separated out of here and my vegetables diced, we'll be back. All right, here's the meat that I've picked off. Here's 2 potatoes, 1 onion, and 1 stalk of celery. And we're going to add some of my garlic, because everything's better with garlic, eh, baby? Some of my dehydrated carrots, about a 1/4 cup, and just a pinch, like a 3-finger pinch or a 2-finger pinch of kosher salt. We're going to let this come up to temperature while I make the noodles. Okay, let's make some noodles for our chicken noodle soup. Now I have this noodle thing, but I'm missing the clamp that clamps it to the table, so I'm not sure I'm going to be able to use it. So for the first part, we're going to make the dough by hand and roll it out as much as possible so that it will be easier to use this without a clamp. So here I have 1 cup of flour, and this is really easy, folks. You may never buy noodles again, because even if you don't have this roller cutter, you can roll them out and cut them by hand. So we put a half a teaspoon of salt in there. We're just going to add 1 fresh egg, and I mean fresh today. And we're just going to start to stir. And if you find that the egg is not enough for the flour that you have, we have a little bit of water. We can add just a little bit of water until you get the consistency that you want. And the consistency, folks, is pretty much a heavy, stiff dough. Go ahead and knead it. Noodle dough does not get hurt by overworking. Let's just throw some flour down here. Get out our handy dandy rolling pin. Now this is one thing, you don't have to roll this all out at once, because we're going to be putting it through our noodle cutter, hopefully. So we're just going to make it so that it is easy enough to get through the roller section without the clamp. Okay, so let's have a look. If we hold it, there we go. Well, rolling out the dough may be a little bit more difficult, but it's actually working quite well. So I'm going to fold it one more time, kind of square it up, and we're going to put it through one more time. So not having a clamp is not that huge of an issue. It would be nicer if we had a clamp, but that's okay. We don't necessarily have to have one. See what I mean about how having a clamp would be so much easier. But there's our first batch of noodles for our soup. Okay, we'll be back when I have the rest of them done. Okay, so here is our soup. Here's our noodles that we just made. And I'm going to put the lid on this. And when it comes up to a simmer, this will be dinner. All right, our soup is ready. Look at that. Let's take some over to Papa and he can do the taste test. And then him and I are going to have dinner in front of the TV tonight. One of the joys of having no more children in the house that you have to have structure for. Okay, Papa, obviously you peppered it.
Of course.
Of course.
Mm-mm. Very hot. Very good.
This is the Mrs. Wolfie from Our Half Acre Homestead saying, don't let harvesting your chickens be an excuse to not put a hot meal on the table. Got a skinny chicken? Throw it in the crock pot, whip up some noodles. Let your meal cook itself. Bye-bye.